Have you ever paid off a debt, breathed a huge sigh of relief, and promised yourself, never again? Then a few months later, you're borrowing money again. Maybe you borrowed from one person to pay another. Maybe you took a loan just to survive until payday. Or maybe you avoid checking your bank balance because you already know what you'll see. If that sounds familiar, this story is for you. Because sometimes the problem isn't that you don't know how to pay your debt. The problem is that you've never been taught how to stop needing debt in the first place.
Welcome to Money with Prissy, where we talk about money in a way that actually makes sense for real life. If you're trying to get better with your money, build wealth, or simply escape the cycle of always being broke before your next payday, subscribe to the channel. We're figuring this money thing out together. One story at a time.
Now let me tell you about Nneka. Nneka was 27, hardworking, ambitious, and running a small fashion business in Lagos. Business was finally starting to pick up. Then she landed a huge order, 5 bridal dresses. It was exactly the kind of opportunity she had been waiting for. There was just one problem. She didn't have enough money to buy the silk, lace, and other materials she needed. So Nneka made a decision that seemed harmless. She downloaded a lending app and borrowed 150,000 naira. Her plan was simple. She would buy the materials, finish the dresses, collect her client's money, and pay the loan back. Easy. Except there was one thing Nneka didn't plan for. Her clients were late. 2 of them delayed their payments. The loan deadline arrived. Then came the interest. Then the fees. And suddenly, the 150,000 naira she thought she could easily repay had become a much bigger problem. Nneka panicked. She didn't want to tell anyone, so she did what many people do when they're scared. She downloaded another loan app. This time, she borrowed 100,000 naira to pay the first loan. For a moment, she felt relieved. The first debt was gone. Problem solved. Except it wasn't. She had simply moved the problem. And that small decision started a cycle that would follow her for more than a year. By the 6th month, Nneka was juggling 4 different debts. Money came into her account and disappeared almost immediately. She worked longer hours, she stopped buying things she enjoyed, she avoided friends. And every time her phone rang, she felt anxious. Nneka didn't want anyone to know how much she owed. So she stopped looking at the numbers. She stopped opening some of the messages. She told herself, I'll deal with everything when I have more money. But avoiding the numbers didn't make the debt disappear. It only made the problem harder to see. And maybe you've experienced something similar. You get your salary, you pay one person, then you borrow from another. You tell yourself you will sort everything out next month. Then next month comes. Rent is due. Your phone breaks. Someone in your family needs help. An unexpected expense appears. And suddenly, you're borrowing again. This is the debt cycle. You earn money, most of it goes toward existing obligations. Very little is left. Then something unexpected happens. You don't have enough to handle it. So you borrow. And this is why some people can spend years paying debt without ever becoming financially free. They're treating the balance, but they're not fixing the system. Think of it like a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can keep pouring water into it, but if you don't fix the hole, you always wonder where the water went. Your income is the water. Your financial leaks are the hole. And debt is what happens when the bucket runs dry. So, how do you actually break the cycle? Let's make it practical. Number 1, build a small emergency fund. You don't need 6 months of expenses immediately. Start with a small amount that can protect you from your next unexpected expense. For example, let's say Nneka earns 200,000 naira a month. She could decide to put 5% of her income, or 10,000 naira, into an emergency fund every month. That's 120,000 naira in 1 year. If she stays consistent, the goal isn't to become rich from the emergency fund. It's to make sure that the next time another unexpected bill appears, she doesn't automatically open another loan app. Number 2, give your debt a fixed percentage and choose a payoff strategy. Nneka could decide that 20% of her 200,000 naira income or 40,000 naira goes toward debt every month. But there's another decision she needs to make. Which debt does she attack first? She could use the debt snowball. That's when you pay the smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate. Or she could use the debt avalanche. That's when you focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first. The snowball can give you quick wins and motivation. The avalanche can save you more money on interest. Neither is automatically better for everyone. You need to choose the one you're most likely to stick with. We'll break down snowball versus avalanche properly in another video. For now, the important thing is this. Don't just say, I'll pay my debt whenever I have extra money. Give your debt a specific amount and make it part of your monthly plan.
Number 3, find the leaks and stop creating new debt. Nneka also had to figure out where her money was disappearing. Food deliveries, random transfers, subscriptions, impulse purchases, helping people. Small expenses that didn't feel dangerous individually were quietly eating into her income. So she started tracking them. And whenever she wanted to spend money, she could finally ask, do I actually have room for this? The goal isn't to stop spending money completely. It's to know where your money is going before it disappears. Because there's no point aggressively paying off debt if you're going to create another debt next month.
A few months later, Nneka's laptop broke. The old Nneka would have opened another loan app. The new Nneka checked her emergency fund. She had enough. She paid for the repair. No loan, no borrowing, no panic, just an expense. Because for the first time, an emergency was simply an emergency. 14 months after she started, Nneka made her final payment. She stared at the screen. $0 owed. But this time, something was different. She didn't just have a zero debt balance. She had a system. She knew what she owed, she knew where her money was going, she had an emergency buffer, and she had a plan for unexpected expenses. Nneka finally understood something. Becoming debt-free wasn't about making one giant payment. And if you're currently in debt, hear this clearly. You are not your debt. Being in debt doesn't mean you are stupid, it doesn't mean you are irresponsible, and it doesn't mean you'll be stuck there forever. But you do have to face the numbers. Because you can't change what you refuse to look at. And that's exactly why I created something for you. I've built a free, gamified debt tracker to help you see your debt clearly and track your progress. You can enter every debt you owe, track your payments, watch your balances come down, and unlock rewards as you hit different milestones. The goal is to make your progress visible. Because sometimes you need to actually see yourself winning. You can get your own clean copy through the link in the description or pinned comment. Just enter your email and I'll send the tracker straight to you. Don't try to fix your entire financial life tonight. Start with one debt, one payment, one small win.
And if you haven't watched my previous video about black tax, go watch that next. Because supporting your family can be one of the reasons you are struggling to build wealth in the first place. That video will help you understand that side of the problem. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Money with Prissy. We're not just trying to make more money. We're learning how to keep it, grow it, and build a better financial life. Your financial freedom doesn't begin when you suddenly have more money. It begins when you start telling your money where to go. I'll see you in the next story.